Sawasdee ka. Thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88, and on NBT World. It's Friday, April 24th of 2015, and you're with me, Sandra Hanutsaha. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story for today, the Prime Minister has expressed satisfaction with the Asian African Conference Commemoration 2015 in Indonesia. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha said it was a great opportunity for Thailand to boost its readiness as a trade and investment hub between Asia and Africa. He claimed that all nations in attendance expressed confidence in Thailand's political stability and national security. General Prayut also stressed that Section 44 is only used to fast-track state programs, especially those tackling human trafficking. The Prime Minister also stated that countries at the conference wanted to develop closer ties with Thailand, particularly in the areas of bilateral trade and agriculture. General Prayut had a chance to discuss the possibility of expediting the deep-sea port development in Dawei with his Myanmar counterpart, President Thein Sein. Later on, General Prayut and Indonesian President Joko Widodo met and agreed to promote mutual trade and step up cooperative efforts to solve illegal fishing and suppress terrorism, that is. During a bilateral talk with President Widodo, Prime Minister Prayut reiterated Thai investors' readiness to expand investments in Indonesia, adding that the Thai government also looked forward to seeing more Indonesian investors forming businesses in Thailand. The Indonesian leader, meanwhile, suggested that Thai entrepreneurs invest in such industries as processed food, tourism, and energy. Regarding illegal fishing, both sides agreed on the idea of setting up a working group to map out long-term cooperative plans and solutions to ongoing problems in line with the illegal, unreported, and unregulated, or IUU fishing, and human trafficking, as well as work out strategies for marine conservation. The two leaders were also of the opinion that Thailand and Indonesia should share intelligence on the movements of terrorist and extremist groups. The Thai government would study ideas and suggestions of its Indonesian counterpart before working out an MOU in this area of cooperation. General Prayut also took this opportunity to thank Indonesia for helping evacuate Thai nationals from Yemen. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha confirmed the reconciliation meeting held for political party leaders and activists at the Army Club yesterday had nothing to do with attitude adjustment, but was another attempt of the government and the NCPO to clarify all political questions. General Prayut stated that if unjustified criticism continues to be made after the meeting, he would leave judgment to society. The Prime Minister also asked all Thais to open their hearts to reconciliation. He said, however, the process must comply with the justice system and that he hoped Thai people would understand what problems and difficulties their nation was facing. Touching on corruption probes being conducted on a number of officials, the Prime Minister emphasized that he never used Section 44 to transfer or punish anybody. The section only enables authorities concerned to investigate power abuse in the public sector in order to bring culprits to justice. Defense Minister General Prawit Wongsuwan has said the yellow card handed out to Thailand by the European Union or EU for illegal fishing will be rescinded in 6 months. The meeting of related units was convened to discuss how to remove Thailand from the EU's watch list, following the latter's claims that Thailand had been unable to effectively deal with illegal fishing problems within the specified time frame. Attending the meeting were officials from the Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives, the Ministry of Labor, the Royal Thai Navy, and police commanders, as well as the Department of Fisheries. According to General Parawit, each agency would try to solve the chronic problems according to their roles and responsibilities. Relevant laws could be amended to make the prevention measures more effective. A meeting will be held every week to follow up on the progress of each related agency. The defense minister said he believed significant progress would be made within 3 months and that the EU's yellow card should be rescinded in 6 months. The National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, has begun deliberating the impeachment case of the former Commerce Minister in relation to corrupt practices during the previous administration's government-to-government, or G2G, rice program. The case was submitted by the National Anti-Corruption Commission, or NACC. The NACC allegedly blamed the failure of the G2G rice program on the malfeasance and corrupt practices of former Commerce Minister Bunsong Teriapirom, former Deputy Commerce Minister Phum Sarapon, and former International Trade Department Chief Manatsoy Ploy. The 3 defendants appeared before the Assembly to deliver their opening defense statements. The NLA has also established a 7-person committee to question the plaintiffs and the defendants. NLA members will be given until 12 noon of April 27th to submit their questions to the committee. The whip of the National Reform Council, or NRC, has summarized the reform body's opinions on the draft charter with special comments on the section regarding political leadership and representation. NRC Whip Alongkorn Pholabut revealed that the reform body has indicated 4 main concerns. The first is that the new mixed-member proportional, or MMP, electoral system for the House of Representatives would create a weak government. The second concern is that the provision allowing for a non-MP to assume the premiership might cause political unrest. The third concern is that the new charter gives too much administrative power to bureaucrats, weakening the central government's ability to implement national policies. The fourth is ensuring the new government carries out reform measures stipulated in the new constitution. The NRC whip affirmed that the Council stands by its proposals and would be willing to vote against a charter it deems undemocratic or counterproductive to the country. The Ministry of Social Development and Human Security has claimed it has been able to effectively address a number of social issues in the past 6 months, particularly human trafficking problems. Social Development and Human Security Minister, Police General Adun Sangsingkeo, said his ministry has made great achievements under the direction of the government's policy, which is aimed at reducing social inequality. In terms of anti-human trafficking efforts, the ministry has successfully rescued Thai fishermen falling victim to human traffickers in Indonesia and removing street beggars nationwide. It has also raised the standard of living for the aging population and the disabled. The Police General added that several legislatures have been amended to respond to the current social issues, particularly those concerning anti-human trafficking and children. In addition, structural changes within public organizations and the improvement of human resources have been carried out ahead of the ASEAN Economic Community, or AEC. The Ministry of Social Development and Human Security is determined to continue tackling human trafficking issues, increasing human resource skills, and eradicating street beggars in the next 6 months. The Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives announced its success in carrying out various policies and projects to improve farmers' quality of life during the first 6 months of the Parayut administration. Minister Pitipong Phungbun Ayutthaya said one of the achievements is the financial subsidy for low-income rice and rubber farmers across Thailand. Over 3.5 million rice farm families, or 96.93% of the entire farmers, as well as 767,518 households of rubber growers, or 85.31% of the target, have received the subsidy. The ministry has also made great effort in cracking down on the illegal fishing, unreported and unregulated, or IUU fishing, using several measures such as fishing boat registration, fishing process inspection, as well as the amendment of laws related to the fishing industry. A farmers market project held in 77 provinces across Thailand has created a total income of 6.5 million baht for local farmers. Minister of Education Narong Pipathanasai has announced that the ministry's work over the past 6 months mainly focused on enhancing critical and systematic thinking skills among Thai students, along with the promotion of morality and national loyalty. He disclosed that the educational development plan is divided into 6 areas. The first area focuses on the quality of education and learning processes. For example, it is attempting to lower the illiteracy rate in Thailand with a goal of bringing learning opportunities to any illiterate members of the population during the course of 2015. The second area was to reduce the gap in access to education by promoting distance learning education via satellite nationwide, followed by the enhancement of teacher and educational staff efficiency. The ministry also aims to meet the need for teachers in demanding areas of expertise. The fourth area involves improving the general education of the nation's manpower with bilateral education cooperation in line with the National Development Plan. In parallel, a bi-scheme curriculum was launched so that students could study both general and vocational education in one course. Yangon Square Group Company Limited will hold a big motor sale 2015 and expects that the fair will sell at least 15,000 cars and big bikes, which will generate at least 30 billion baht. The fair will be held on August 1st to 9th at the Bangkok International Trade and Exhibition Center at Bang Na. Managing Director of the company, Joroi Kanmani, said the event is set to stimulate the local auto market in anticipation of the global economic recovery. He claimed that the fair would help consumers interested in purchasing vehicles by offering a wide selection of cars and big bikes with special deals. As the big bike market starts to take a leap, Mr. Joroi estimated that the fair would be able to sell at least 2,500 bikes. The managing director pointed out another highlight of the event, which is the Miss Motorcell Beauty Contest, adding that participants will have a chance to win cash prizes worth more than 800,000 baht. Interested individuals can register from now until the end of next month. For more information, please visit the Facebook page bigmotorsale.yangon. Greenpeace Southeast Asia, in an effort to combat illegal fishing, launched a new exhibition of photographs and installation art by renowned Lao artist Alinya. Let's hear the story from Listenari Wichisorasat.
Garbage is something we like to throw away and never see again. But at this art exhibition, plastic bottles and aluminum cans were made into flowers. Slippers, ropes, and nets taken from the mess of the beach were rearranged to convey a meaningful message. The artist, Alinya, has been turning trash into art ever since he was a teenager. After he couldn't find the material to renovate his farmhouse in a small village near Paris called Chartres, he discovered pieces of discarded metal in a local scrap yard and started learning the art of welding. Born in Laos and educated in France, he is now internationally known with exhibitions in London, Venice, and New York.
My aim is to go to everywhere in the world where there's trashes, and I wanted to transform them into a big field of flowers.
Ocean campaigner of Greenpeace Southeast Asia, Anjali Pipatana Watanakun, was concerned with the amount of illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, or IUU, that depletes the valuable fish resources around the world. She sought help from Alina to help convey how dangerous the commercial fishing industry has become. Recruiting Greenpeace youth volunteers, they have collected plastic bottles and other trash found on the beach. Alina then cut the bottles into flowers, creating the plastic ocean. A big fish hangs down from the top, made from a discarded net, a symbol of a whale caught by the garbage in the sea.
And I imagine that as the ocean these days are very polluted with a lot of plastic, maybe you know that many plastic go to ocean, and we have like a big island of plastic in the Pacific. And I imagine a whale swimming among the trashes. And one day, if we continue to throw the plastic that go to the ocean, if we don't recycle the plastic thing, so one day, if we continue, the ocean will be filled with a lot of trashes, the real trash of plastic and the whale will be swimming among these trashes, and the little fish will gonna eat the plastic, and the big whale are gonna eat the little fish, and then we're gonna eat the fish, and everybody gonna eat plastic if we don't take care of the.
The exhibition Art for the Ocean starts now to April 28 at Hof Art Residency, Bangkok, near BTS Prakanong, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Visitors may also join an interactive workshop learning how to make flowers from trash from 4 to 7 p.m. The event is free of charge. Footage by Titipan Nisi Matupot and listener Wishisorsat reports.
Thank you to Listener Lee for that report. And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. It's time for a quick break. But first, here's a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
Maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The 12 core values: putting the public and national interests before one's own.
Even if we don't see them, they are amongst us. And they're hungry. Slay your power-sucking monsters. Take their power away. Did you know that the energy wasted by 80 million mobile phone chargers left plugged in at night is enough to power a city like Iloilo in the Philippines for one entire day? Think when you plug.
NBT World, a 24-hour English language television service operated by the National News Bureau of Thailand, or NNT, is designed to bring the most reliable information about Thailand to the international community. NBT World is available on various platforms, including via C-band set-top boxes, GMMZ Channel 202, PSI Channel 272, and a live stream on thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. You can also follow us on facebook.com/NNT News or download the PRD News EN application on your smartphones. NBT World, a vision of Thailand.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. The United Nations has begun an international conference in Bangkok to discuss solutions to drug trafficking in Thailand and neighboring countries. The global trade in chemicals, which can be used to produce illegal drugs, and the threat of new synthetic drugs are being discussed at the major UN conference entitled Precursor Chemicals and New Psychoactive Substances. The Minister of Justice, General Paibun Kumchaya, presided over the opening ceremony. The conference was jointly held by the International Narcotics Control Board, or INCB, and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, or UNODC. Professor Wiro Tsumyai, Vice President of the International Narcotics Control Board, or INCB, expanded on the purpose of the conference.
The purpose of this conference, we want to raise political commitment from member states around the world to solve the problem of precursor chemical and new psychoactive substance, because that is the new phenomenon in the world that we encounter with. Just like my speech, you see, we can control just only one additional precursor chemical, and then only 10 new psychoactive substance out from 550. And most of these new psychoactive substance, people now they can order from internet. Yeah. And it's potentially dangerous as controlled drug, like heroin or cocaine. The pharmacological profile is the same of controlled drug, but no control system exists nowadays. So we have to discuss what we're gonna do with this issue.
Drug production, trafficking, and abuse remain major challenges in many regions of the world. These illegal practices have continued to expand and diversify with the introduction of new synthetic drugs not addressed by international laws. Discussions and outcomes of the conference are expected to further advance coordinated multilateral approaches to address these challenges ahead of the special session of the United Nations General Assembly 2016 on the world drug problem. And in the 1970s, at the foot of the Green Mountains surrounding Caracas, there was an Italian immigrant known for being constantly chased by a macaw while riding his motorbike. The young man, Vittorio Poggi, was an animal lover who then began breeding the birds to release them across the fertile valley that cradles Venezuela's greedy capital. 40 years later, hundreds, perhaps thousands of descendants of those birds color Caracas' sky, giving its 5 million residents a moment of quiet inspiration amid the city's chaos and crime. Poggi, 70, surrounded by dozens of birds at his home on the outskirts of Caracas, said, "Caracas is full of colorful macaws. It is rather poetic. One looks up at the sky and sees these animals, and it brings great happiness." Caracas, the world's second most violent city, according to the United Nations, suffers from terrible traffic, and residents spend hours in massive lines for scarce products. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. Do follow us on Facebook by simply typing in NNT. And check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/newsing. We're saying goodbye with some footage of animals cooling down from the summer heat at Dusit Zoo. I'm Sandra Hanu Sahat for Newsline. Sawadee ka.